And then we'll move right into the things that you could improve upon. When you give a speech, you need to be looking at the audience. Looking down continuously is just not going to cut it with the audience. And especially when you have no notes. How do you stand there in a monotone voice, stiff as a board, looking straight down, and talk about diversity, inclusion, education, what I call DIE? And when you tell a story, you can't start off with, I don't mean to offend anybody, because a few weeks back I explained how that was inappropriate, but you did it anyway. So better luck next time. Thank you.
And introducing Toastmaster Jordan Kemker, evaluator number 3.
In conclusion, I would have used maybe a few more props. I like what you had. Eugene, a little more humor. I know you're from Moldova, but I still would have used more humor. Great insights into who you were and where you came from. You were confident, power at the lectern. I'm looking forward to more. And now we'll get into the guts of the presentation. This business about coming from Moldova, I like that because some of my ancestors are from Bessarabia. And no, that's not a made-up word. That's actually in Moldova. And so you talked about that, you made the connection, and then you decided to Moldova right in, and that was great. You know, when he's talking about words and language, he mentioned the violin. Do you remember that? Normally, we discourage violence in this kind of a setting, but we enjoyed that a little bit. And you talked about the apricot. I don't know what the apricot here, but and coming from Romania, my gosh. Although the theme, the narrative just sort of...
No.
Yes, Romania all over the place. Sorry. Listen, it's a backwards meeting. But the best part, wasn't it, when he took off his shirt, teaching us about language, he took off his shirt and started walking around like this and crowing like that. I don't know where you learned how to do that, but it was beautiful. Eugene, what a delightful speech. I'm going to go into several main things that you did beautifully. A speech about who he is, we got to connect with him even better. It was an absolute source of delight. Eugene gave us a bit about where he came from, his struggle with words. I'm trying to go over here. His struggle, we even had fruit, we had Moldova cocktail. I'm going to dive into the 3 main portions.
Thank you, John. Evaluator number 2, Chris Miles. We'll be evaluating Robert Leedy. Chris Miles.
Yay!
Good evening. That was a melodious and powerful speech, and probably nearly as good as the one that Nicholas Copernicus gave on planetary movement that I last heard in Poland, in Warsaw, in 1543. And although his model theory positioned the sun as the center of the universe, motionless as this speaker was, Earth and the other planets orbit in circular paths modified by a uniform speed, much like your delivery. So the color and the textures of this speech were and are everything, and will be. The body of the speech, meaningful and rich with hidden innuendos. He is a master of the word. But what he could do better, throw away the camouflage. Throw away the top hat and tails, the false eye, and the cigar that you use as a wand at the lectern. They're props. They're not necessary. And if you connect so well with your audience, as I think you did today, you do not need them. Should you continue down this road, there will be none better. Congratulations, you got my vote. Thank you.
And now evaluator number 1, Lonnie Fowler, will be evaluating Roy Shearer's speech, which he gave from the back table. It was interesting.
Roy, as usual, you had great humor peppered throughout. However, your speech lacked originality. You reminisced about Hotel California. You're no Linger, neither am I. I'm not Linger either. So be a little more creative and original. You're also no John Travolta. Your speech is about staying alive. I know you're still breathing, of course, and I know you love disco, but you can barely even walk to the lectern. So take it easy. I don't want you to break another hip, okay? And DEI must die? Didn't someone else give that speech already? Why are you talking about those things? People were offended. You know better than that. Well, staying alive is your title, and you are the dinosaur of the club. I think your speech needs a little kick. It needs a little, maybe some hot sauce. So quit hiding behind the back table there in camouflage. Get back to living. Living, not linger. Look forward to your next speech.
We gotta shake hands first. Okay. Who's confused?